so strongly with destiny through the depths of your essence, but it's in your head. And it's like people outside of your head try and tell you how you gotta be, and deter you from showing up authentically. Get yourself starting to believe the shit, like blah blah blah.
Hey y'all, welcome to Naya's Notes. I am your host, Naya Jaleesa. On today, we're going to be doing a reading on what is the gossip on you. Okay, I already did like a mini version of this on TikTok. That's where I post my mini readings. I post those every day. Okay, so other than that, let's just go ahead and get straight into it. I will never reach out to you to book with me. You can only book with me through the link in my bio, which is my website down below. I also have free writings on there and art as well. So go ahead and check that out. Other than that, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the pictures so that you can choose your pile, and we'll go straight into it from there. Hey Pile 1, welcome to your reading. I am your host, Naya Jaleesa. Before we get into it, just know that I'll never reach out to you for a reading. You can only book with me at my website, nayajaleesa.com. The link is down below. On there, I also have free writings, blog posts, art, and I also have like some ebooks and some other stuff. Go ahead and check it out if you would like to. Other than that, let's go ahead and get straight into your reading. I did already shuffle the deck, so let's go ahead and see, Spirit, what is the gossip for Pile 1? What are people saying about Pile 1? Ooh, we have the Hanged One in reverse. This popped out, okay? Excuse me if I'm looking here, it's just more natural, but the camera is over here. I'm trying to, get into that. But yeah, so we do have the Hanged One reversed. People are talking about how you seem to have like a different perspective on something than everybody else. Let's get more, because that could go different ways depending on the context. But it's like definitely people are talking about how you either have recently changed your perspective on something, that you like previously were going one way and you switched your direction, or it could just be that like you're different in the sense that you are perceiving a situation differently than everybody else around you. So this could be something where like everybody else around you thinks that a certain choice that you made is dumb, but like you are the only one who sees it from the perspective of it actually being a smart choice for you. It's one of those type of things. Okay, so yeah, what is the gossip on Pile 1? Ooh, this art card also flew out. We have the Two of Wands reversed. Yeah, people feel like you're making stupid decisions, and that's what they're gossiping on. So you could have recently like decided to take a leap of faith towards something. You could be planning to do something that seems like wild or crazy. This could be like something like life-changing. So it could be something where like, is it this or is it this? Oh, it's up here. Okay. Excuse my eyes. But yeah, it is one of those things where like you could be planning to move to a different state, move to a different country, or just move period, where people feel like maybe you shouldn't be moving or you should stay where you are. You could be deciding to go back to school. You could be deciding to drop out of school. You could be deciding to switch careers, switch majors, start a business, close a business. Like it's just something that you're doing with your life that people feel like is not a smart decision, and like that's what people are talking about. It just seems like I feel like people are like questioning your direction in life. Like even just now, how like I was struggling to find like what direction I should be looking into the camera. It's like people feel like you're struggling to find your direction in life, and it seems like to them like you're just like throwing shit at the it seems like you're just throwing things at the wall to see what sticks. Okay, they feel like you don't have a plan. We have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse and the High Priestess in reverse as well. It's almost like, people are just saying like, first of all, people are definitely checking your pockets. This could be something where whatever your plan is, it's something I feel like that requires money or some type of like financial investment. And people are like talking about how they feel like you don't have enough money for this or you can't afford this. And this is honestly partially projection. It's half projection and half like them viewing you as like still your past self. So maybe in the past, whatever this decision is that you're doing, you couldn't afford it. This could be for some of you even starting to start a family or have a child or like provide for like a romantic partner. Sorry, y'all, I'm really trying to get used to the fact that the camera is over here. I'm really trying. Sorry. Just focus on my voice, not my eyes, okay? But yeah, it's like people are, maybe there was a point in time where in your life where you were kind of like financially lacking, and maybe you're not in that phase anymore, but you didn't go screaming it from the rooftops. And so people are still looking at you as somebody who can't afford to live the lifestyle that you're trying to live, okay? And also with the High Priestess in reverse, I feel like people feel like, again, it's like they feel like you're making this decision without any type of like wisdom to it or intuition or higher knowledge behind it. It's like they feel like you're just throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks, and you're doing things that you're not even going to be able to sustain financially in the long term. And it's like whole time with these same cards, it's like this is intuitive for you. You can afford it. You are planning, and you do have a direction. You know what direction you're going. It's just that with all these cards being in reverse, it's kind of it makes me feel like you're keeping this all to yourself, and you're not really explaining yourself to anybody. So it's like you might tell somebody, hey, I'm gonna move out the country, or I'm pregnant, or I'm going back to school, or I'm dropping out of school, or I'm starting a business, XYZ. And you just leave it at that. Like, you don't really explain how you're going to make it work, how much money you make, and what your plans are, and what your whole, like, you're not explaining that to people. You're just like doing what you do. And you're in, you know, because you're not explaining it, it's leaving people to believe like this person can afford that. This person's just making an irrational decision. They're doing this, they're doing that. Okay. It's really just more so a thing of like, they're just projecting because like I said, half of it is the fact that at one point in your life, you could not afford this. Like, you didn't have the brain. I'm not saying like you were stupid, but it's just like you didn't have the wisdom that you have now. You didn't have the intuition and discernment. You probably didn't have the money either. And so people are still looking at you from that past version of yourself because maybe you haven't fully unveiled the new version of yourself to them. And then on the other hand, it's also people just projecting because, you know, they can't do these things. Maybe they can't afford it. Maybe it wouldn't be smart for them to make that type of decision. And so since that's how they feel in their life, and again, like, you are the only one who has like a different perspective of the situation, they just, yeah, they feel like you're making a dumb decision. And that's what's like being said about you in terms of like the gossip. Okay, so what else do we have for pile one? Like, what is the gossip? We have 2 cards out. I don't want 2. I need just 1 actually. There, 1 card please. What is the gossip on pile 1? We have the 3 of Wands. So again, it's like people see you moving in a certain direction, and they're just talking about the plans that you have, the direction that you're going. This is definitely one of those things. I did a reading probably on TikTok, probably like a week and a half, probably when I did a whole week and a half ago. It's probably a week ago. And it was like, what are people saying behind your back? And this is reminding me of that because it's just like I don't know if you guys actually watched that reading as well if you follow me on TikTok, but it's like, by the way, all my social media is down below if you want to follow me on TikTok. I post on TikTok more than I do on YouTube. But it's just like this thing of like people feel like you're making like irrational decisions, and they're kind of talking about it from the breadth of like, again, like this person doesn't know what they're doing. They're just throwing stuff at the wall. They're just doing things all over the place. They don't have any direction. They're naive. They can't afford this. Yeah, sure. It's kind of also a thing of like people are like, yeah, sure, that person's gonna do that. Like, we'll see. Like, we'll see, you know, how they actually make that happen, or how that works out for them. And people are kind of like low-key, I'm not even gonna say that they're preying on your downfall. It doesn't feel like they're just like wishing that you don't succeed, but it's more so a thing of like, in their mind, it's impossible for you to succeed, and so they're waiting for you to fail, not because they actually want you to do bad in life, but just because like they physically cannot see your plan being possible. So in their mind, they just think it's bound to fail. And it's kind of like they're kind of like waiting for you to come crawling back, telling them how it failed, and like so they can be like, well, I did try to tell you that that wasn't realistic, or I did try to tell you that that wasn't going to work out, or that you didn't know what you were doing, you know, one of those type of things. Okay, this could especially be like your family as well. Okay, talking about this. And then on the bottom we have the Star in reverse. So again, it's like this energy of like people think like, who does this person think they are to think that they can just, who does this person think they are to just go after this type of lifestyle, or to do this or to do that? Like, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're talking about. Like, it's not going to work out, XYZ. Like, that's pretty much the gist of, you know, what people are saying. So now I'm going to pull some cards from my Oracle deck. Sorry, that was the wrong one. From my Oracle deck that I made, okay? So yeah, what is the gossip on pile 1? First out, we have Pisces. So you guys could... you could have prominent Pisces placements, or the people that are talking about you could be prominent, have prominent Pisces placements themselves. I also feel like with Pisces, you know, Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and I also feel like with this energy, Pisces in its unhealed state can be very like delusional and naive. And I feel like people think that that's like the vibe that you're on. They just feel like you're being delusional. That's like the biggest like gist of the gossip, is that people are gossiping about how you're being delusional to think that you can actually achieve this thing that you're trying to achieve. Okay, Let's see, what else are people saying about pile 1? What is the gossip on pile 1? We have trust issues, okay? When it comes to like this trust issues card, I feel like people might be saying that you're just like doing this to like act out, or like you're doing it because of some type of trauma or like abandonment wounds that you have. Interesting. I'm taking this in two ways. It's like, on one half, people don't believe you when you're going about this plan because maybe you have had a history of like starting things and not finishing them. So people kind of don't trust your word in the sense that you're going to actually stick to something, especially if whatever it is that you're doing is something that is going to take time, like a long-term type of thing, like going back to school or like having a child, starting a business, something that's going to require you to like put the work in like day in and day out. People feel like you're the kind of person to like quit or not finish things, and so they don't trust that you're going to actually stick to the plan that you created for yourself. But then I also feel like, again, some people are thinking that you're doing this because of your trust issues and because of the trauma that you have been through, and they feel like you're just doing it from an emotional place of like trying to soothe yourself as opposed to like it being a logical decision. And maybe that's true for some of you, but it's like, even if you're doing something positive for yourself and you're doing it to try to combat the trauma that you went through, to me that makes sense, and to me that's logical and something that would probably work for you. It's not something that should be like shamed or like looked down upon, because if you didn't have the trauma and you were doing it just because you wanted to do it, how is that any better or more logical? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just go ahead and pull a few more. Let's see. We have, you're a natural leader. Okay, this is another thing that people are not going to tell you. Okay, this is the gossip. So okay, certain people, most people I feel like are just kind of like don't believe in you, to be honest. However, I do feel like there's a small group of people who, even the people who are talking shit, deep down they respect the fact that you do what you want to do regardless, and you live life on your own terms, and you will forge your own path even if nobody else believes in you. And because of that, it makes you a natural leader. It makes you inspiring to people who want to do the same thing. And even, like I said, to those people who are doubting you or who are kind of being negative, they low-key, they're not going to tell you this, but they do respect the fact that despite them trying to stop you from doing certain things or try to talk you out of certain plans, you're going to do it anyway. Because a lot of them are not like that. A lot of them, the second that somebody tries to talk them out of something, they'll go for it, and they'll drop their dreams or they'll drop their plans or their ideas if somebody else can try to convince them that it's not logical to do that thing. But you're not like that, okay? So that is something that's being said about you. And then lastly, we have body is tea, okay? So definitely people could be talking about your body and your physical appearance. I'm gonna actually pull more. Yeah, people are definitely talking about your body. And that's the thing too. I feel like sometimes people, if you're like an attractive person, sometimes people might look at you and like think that you're just a pretty face, or think that you're just a handsome face, you're just somebody with a nice body. So they don't really like, I don't know, it's almost as if like, you know how people assume that attractive people are kind of dumb, like, or they just assume that like, you know, you're not smart enough to really do something. It's kind of giving Legally Blonde. Like, people think that just because you might be really attractive that you should just stick to being pretty, and you shouldn't really be ambitious, or you shouldn't want to be a mother or want to go to school or want to start a business. You should just be like, sit back and just rise off your looks. And maybe you have bigger goals for yourself and they just can't see that. But again, some people are just genuinely like complimenting you and thinking that like, yeah, that person is really attractive. Some people is not going into that deep. Some people are, but some people are just like, oh yeah, this person is really attractive, I like the way they look. Some of y'all could be fit, you could go to the gym, you could have a nice body, XYZ. Oop, and then last but not least, we have I want to marry you. So there are certain people who are gossiping about you in like a positive way, and they like you. So yeah, it's like half and half. Like, there's people who definitely think that you're naive and, you know, you're just shooting at the stars and you're just such a big dreamer and you're delusional, XYZ. But then there's other people who like your ambition. They like the fact that you're a go-getter. They like the fact that you don't need other people to validate you in order for you to feel comfortable and confident to do something. And they like the way that you look. They're physically attracted to you as well, and they want to lock that down. They want to lock that down. They want to put a ring on it, okay? So that's what I have for you, pile 1. Remember that I will never reach out to you. You can only book with me through the link in my bio. Again, feel free to check out the free writing on my website. Other than that, I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, and like the video. Bye. Hey Pile 2, welcome to your reading. I am your host Nia Jaleesa. On today we're going to be looking into what is the gossip on you. Okay, so before we get into it, just know I will never reach out to you for a reading. Okay, you can only book with me through the link in my bio, which is down below in the description box. You can also check out my art and my free writing on there as well. Other than that, let's get straight into it. Okay, so what is the gossip on you? Let's see. Spirit, what is the gossip on Pile 2? First out, we have the Tower in reverse. I feel like people feel like you are the kind of person to shake things up or like transform or change your life often. And like, you are the kind of person, I feel like people are talking about how you just make big drastic changes to your life like it's nothing. And I feel like you kind of like, you talk about things in a very like nonchalant way as well. Like, you're the kind of person who will like probably change something dramatic and then just be like, oh yeah, you know, I just bought a one-way ticket to Bali yesterday. Like, I'm gonna be in Bali for a couple weeks. And people are like, huh? Like, and you're just like, yeah, like, it's just whatever. Like, like you're just very chill about it. Or it could be like, oh, I just like divorced my husband. I just broke up with my boyfriend of 3 years. Like, yeah, I was over it. So, I don't know if y'all talk like that. I don't know if you have that very like chill type of voice to you, but like, yeah, you just come across, people feel like you be like just shaking shit up, but again, it's like you're very calm and lax about it. And also you could change your look a lot as well. Like, you could like, I don't know if you wear wigs or if you like to wear makeup or like you change your style often, but it's like one day people might see you and you have like black hair and like a clean girl aesthetic, and then the next day you have like red hair and like a rocker look. Like, there's something here about you like changing a lot from the inside out, like frequently, but also being like nonchalant about it. Like, you don't make it into a big deal. It's just like normal to you, okay? So that's something that people are gossiping about towards you. Let's see, what are people gossiping about for my pile? Oh yes, we have death. Okay, so you guys could definitely have Scorpio placements, but it's like y'all are definitely typed like, y'all are typed, I'm hearing it ain't none cut that tough. It ain't a nigga. Like, y'all are the type to definitely like easily walk away from situations, people, places, things. Like, you don't care. There's people are talking about how like aloof or nonchalant you come across. Like, you just seem like nothing really matters to you. Like, you're not really anchored or tied to anything. Like, you come across very detached, which is actually interesting with this Scorpio energy here, because Scorpio can tend to be very like devoted and obsessive. But even though this is like the death card, I'm seeing it in a sense of like you're able to just let things go. It's not a big deal, especially with the Tower being in reverse. And like the Tower being in reverse can often signify like internal changes. And it's just like you are the type of, again, like you're the type of person who like transforms frequently. And this could also be a thing people are gossiping about, how you could be the kind of person where they see you in January, and then if they don't see you again until like June, you're completely different. Like, you're not on the same type of timing that you was on in January. Like I said, you might have completely changed your look. You could have literally moved. You could have learned a new language. You could have switched your career. You could have switched your college, your major, like started a new business, or just, you could have like honestly changed your entire identity. You could be somebody who's into identity shifting, and you could literally be that kind of person who like purposely changes your identity frequently because you like it and you find that it's easier for you to manifest that way, or you know, that's how you're able to get what you want in life, is through like change and transformation. That could definitely be something that you like to do, even if you do it without realizing it. Like, even if you subconsciously like do that when you change your look. You could be somebody who plays Sims. I don't know why I'm getting that. You could play Sims, or like you could be into characters. Is it called IMVU? I know that was like the older one. I don't know if people still play that, but there's something here about you liking the concept of like having an avatar that you can customize and change. And you might like games that allow you to do that, like in the game, but you also kind of think about yourself like that. And so when you change your style, especially, you could like look at it like just changing your avatar, okay, or customizing your avatar. Okay, some of you guys could also, I'm getting, could be into plastic surgery. And so maybe that's why people say like you look different when they see you, because maybe you've had a different procedure since they last saw you. And, you know, obviously that was like an internal transformation. Okay, so let's see what else. What are people gossiping about pile 2? We have strength. First of all, y'all are very powerful and y'all get a lot of attention. There's a lot of people talking about you because we have all major arcana here so far, like the Tower, death, strength, and these are powerful energies too, like Scorpio and Leo. you guys, people definitely see you as somebody who's popular. You could have like a social media following, or even if you don't think you have a lot of followers, the followers that you have are very engaged, and they definitely pay attention to what you do. And even if people are the type to like watch you and not like, they are watching, trust. Like you, I feel like, are also trend setting, and you could have people who like, you could have fans. Like, it's giving you have fans or an audience. And again, like, even if you don't necessarily think of them in that way or interact with them in that way, you might find that people ask you often, like, where did you get something, or how did you get your hair like that, or, you know, if you post your food, people are like, oh, what restaurant is that? Or you can post your outfits, and people might actually swipe up and ask you, like, where did you get that outfit from? But even if they don't ask you themselves, they might, you know, try to copy it on their own, and you might not notice, or they might not say anything to you, but you might just notice later on that they have like a similar outfit that you had on to a similar outfit to the one that you had on that one day, or, you know, stuff like that. People definitely like look up to your sense of fashion and like the way that you like change yourself often. With the strength card, I'm also getting that people see you as somebody who is able to tame like beasts. And when I say beasts, I'm specifically channeling like negative energy and negative attention. So you could be somebody who, you know, people talk about you, especially if you are that kind of person who, like I said, like you just like change your life in big ways and just kind of act nonchalant about it. Like if you get plastic surgery, people could be talking about, like, there could be people who like down talk you for getting plastic surgery, and like you just don't care, like you just still continue to move on with your life. And there's other people who admire how you don't care. It could be the same thing if you like change your style often. People might talk about you for wearing wigs or makeup or changing your style, or, you know, if you break up or divorce somebody, you know, there's people who are like, oh, why did that person break up their happy home? Why did they break up their relationship? Why did they break up their marriage? And you're just like, I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to like use less profanity on YouTube, but I got a potty mouth, okay? It just is what it is. But it's like, yeah, like people just notice that despite all of the negativity that might get thrown your way based on the way that you constantly are changing and evolving, and you don't care to like, you're not trying to stay the same, you're not going to stay the same just because that's what other people would do or what other people would want you to do. Like, people respect that. Some people are annoyed by it, to be honest, but even the people who are annoyed by it, they kind of don't have any choice but to respect it. It's making me think about somebody like Megan Thee Stallion, or like a Marilyn Monroe, even Kim Kardashian, to be honest. It's like people who, there's like a whole group of people who just hate their guts, and like regardless, they still keep striving in their lives and like continuing to make progress towards their goals anyways. It's like you have that kind of energy, okay? So let's see what else we have. We have the Ace of Wands. Again, it's like people are gossiping about how you're always starting something new. You're always doing something new. You're always on to the next. You could be somebody who's very creative as well, and you could have lots of new ideas. You could always have lots of new ideas. I'm also getting with the Ace of Wands that some of you could be into SW. And again, like despite any kind of like negative comments about your appearance or your body, your looks or whatever, like you still, or even just what you doing that in general, like people notice that you still just keep going and you continue to prosper regardless. And just the same thing in terms of like your dreams and your travel. People could also be talking about how if you travel a lot, people are talking about that. Like if you travel a lot and you posting yourself in different locations, people are talking about that too, how this person is always on the go, this person is traveling, this person is always doing something different. And so it's like you're the kind of person where people want to hate on you, but they low-key can't, because it's just like, even if they don't agree with every choice that you make doesn't affect them. So it's like they can't say that you're a bad person. They can just say like, oh, she had a BBL, or she got her nose done, or oh, he divorced his wife, or oh, you know, they moved across the country and left their hometown and they don't talk to their parents anymore. They cut off their parents. You know, it's shit like that. It's stuff like that where it's like, they may not agree with your choices, but again, it's like they would look stupid to like sit there and really harp on it because the choice has nothing to do with them in reality. So it's like, if you don't agree with my choices, why are you still on my page? You know, if you don't agree with like women getting a BBL and I have BBL, why are you on my page? You know, it's like they claim they hate you, but they really love to watch you still, and they love to be in your business, and they secretly admire you and look up to you for your ability to do what you want to do and not care, and continue to alchemize their negativity into positivity for yourself. Okay, you guys could definitely, like I said, you could definitely be like an influencer or some type of like celebrity. You could be a local celebrity, you could just be popular, or you could be actually famous or an influencer, because it's like you definitely have fans and people, like a crowd of people that watch you, and some of them like you and some of them pretend they don't like you, but really they do, because they still be on that page. You know what I'm saying? Let's see, Spirit, what is the gossip on pile 2? One more card, please, for pile 2. What is the gossip on pile 2? All right, lastly, we have the King of Cups. So with this card, now I do feel like this, take it how it resonates. For most of you, I feel like watching are feminines, and I feel like people are gossiping about how you might have a masculine in your life who like takes care of you and who's very soft with you and treats you very like soft and like a princess, who provides you a princess life. I know that typically we associate like providing with like the King of Pentacles and like that earth energy. But in this case, I feel like you may have somebody in your life who is very sweet to you and like who brings out your inner feminine. And it's like they probably do have money, but it's like this person is not just the kind of provider who just like pays the bills, but they're kind of like emotionally neglectful. This is the kind of person who pays all the bills and rubs your feet and runs your bathwater and helps you record content if you do content. And like, you know, if you get into it with their mom, they're like try to mend the relationship between you and your mom, and you know, stuff like that. Like this is the kind of person who provides for you financially, but also especially like on an emotional level, and somebody who you feel very safe with. You guys, this could be like your actual spouse, you know, if you know, take it how it resonates. So if the way that you transform was not by breaking up with somebody or divorcing somebody, if you're in a happy, healthy relationship, right, this could be people talking about your partner and talking about how your partner is desirable. People want your partner. Or if you're a masculine watching this and this is you and you're that kind of King of Cups energy where like you are very emotionally intelligent and you like nurturing people, people could be talking about you in the sense that they find that very desirable about you. So take it how it resonates. If this is your partner, people think your partner is desirable and they like the way that your partner treats you, especially if you post what your partner does for you or like the things that they say about you. People want that experience, and so they are crushing on your partner because of that. Or again, if this is you as the masculine, people are crushing on you because of this. But I feel like if this is you and you're masculine, you probably already have a feminine that you're with, and it's like the same thing. Like you might find that, you know, even though you're in a relationship, people are feminines are still throwing themselves at you, and that's why people definitely gossip about how good of a partner this masculine energy is, whether it's you or it's your partner. Okay, so next we're gonna go ahead and pull some cards from the oracle deck that I made. Spirit, what is the gossip on pile 2? I'm gonna get a couple of cards. Let's go ahead and get about I don't know, let's see, 4 or 5. Okay, one more. All right, boom. So first up, we have, did you eat today? So again, this goes back to what I was saying about your partner. If this is your partner, then they're the type of partner to ask you like, did you eat today? And like check on you in that way. And if you say no, they're going to feed you. It's not even like they're just asking to just ask. Like if your partner is the type to ask you, did you eat today? And then you say no, they're going to either send you some money, they're going to DoorDash you some food, or they'll actually get up and cook it for you. Or again, if you're the masculine, this is the kind of person that you are. And again, feminines are really attracted to that and they're like talking about it. Next we have, you're overthinking it. You already know what to do. Okay, I'm gonna come back to that one. We have, everything is not what it seems. We have, every day the sun won't shine, but that's why I love tomorrow. You could like Glorilla's music, or you could like play her music on your stories. I'm hearing that specifically. That might be very specific. We have, you're not wrong, that person is hiding negative intentions. So with these put together, first of all, with every day the sun won't shine, but that's why I love tomorrow, this is your attitude. People are gossiping about how you have, again, like you have a very optimistic attitude despite all the negativity that is thrown your way. Okay, and just outside of that, you guys could also like listen to Glorilla's music or play her music like on your stories, or somebody has like heard you listen to that before. That's kind of coming through, but again, that could be very specific. Now with the rest of these cards, with everything is not what it seems, you're overthinking it, you already know what to do, and you're not wrong, that person is hiding negative intentions. People are talking about the fact that this is, I'm taking this in multiple ways. Okay, so just stay with me for a minute. For some people, they're talking about the fact that they know for a fact that they're hating on you, and they know that they should get off your page, but they don't. Okay, that's like an internal dialogue that somebody's having with themselves in terms of like you're overthinking it. You already know what to do. Some people know that they shouldn't be watching you. They shouldn't be following you. They shouldn't be looking at your page, but they do. You might have people who don't like you in real life, who you don't talk to in real life anymore, who look at your page and like stalk your page, and they know that it makes them feel guilty for doing it, but at the same time it's like they just have to look at you. They just have to see what you're doing, and it makes them feel bad about themselves that they even care about you that much. But that's just the truth. Okay, and with everything is not what it seems, this is something that I feel like people are saying about you, especially if you come across very well put together. Again, like you seem like you're in a happy relationship, your partner takes care of you, you good looking. People are trying to kind of convince themselves that you're like faking it for the gram. Basically, people are trying to convince themselves that, you know, they're not actually living that life, that's just a facade. Or again, if you have had like any type of like plastic surgery or cosmetic procedures done and somebody calls you attractive, it don't even have to be all that way. It could be like you have weave in, or you wear a wig, or you have lash extensions, or you're wearing makeup. It could be like simple stuff, and people will still like, if somebody else calls you pretty or attractive or handsome or whatever, people will try to be like, oh well, yeah, but they were in a wig though. Like, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't look good if they took that wig off. Or yeah, but they had filler and lip injections and Botox, and they had a BBL, and they had a tummy tuck and a lipo, and they had a boob job. And so if they didn't have all that, they wouldn't look, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to make it seem like everything is not what it seems, basically. Like, you know, or they're trying to make it seem like, yeah, their partner might seem cool online and their partner might seem really loving online, but they probably really are going through it behind closed doors. You know, just projecting, honestly. And with the you're not wrong, that person is hiding negative intentions, I feel like this one is a message for you. Because it's like, you know who be hating on you. And the thing is, like, people try to gaslight you as if like they don't watch you, as if they don't hate on you, but they do. And you know, you're not crazy, okay? You're not wrong. You know exactly who is type people that just like watch you, but they're hating, you know what's going on. Okay, so that's what I have for you, pal. 2. Keep in mind that I will never reach out to you for a reading. You can only book with the link in my bio. Please give the video a like, a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Check out my website if you would like to book, or check out my free writing. Other than that, I love you guys. I will see you next time. Bye. Hey, pal 3, welcome to Naya's Notes. I am your host, Naya Jolie. So let's go ahead and get into your reading. Today we're going to be doing what is the gossip on you. Just before we start, just know I will never reach out to you for a reading. You can only book me through my website, which is in the description box. You can also check out my writings and my art on there as well. Other than that, let's jump straight into it. Okay, Spirit, what is the gossip on pile 3? Oop. First out, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So people, you could have experienced something that seems to be lucky or too good to be true recently, and people are gossiping about that. And this could be something, it could be like anything. I'm thinking it could be something like you maybe got discovered by somebody. This could be like you ran into a celebrity that you really like and they took a picture with you. It could be something like you got accepted for a job, you got hired for a job that maybe you aren't technically qualified for, but you got lucky, they hired you anyways. You could have found some money on the street. There's so many things. You could have won, some money off a lottery ticket. Like, there's literally so many things that this could be in terms of like a lucky occurrence or like a miraculous occurrence, but people are talking about that. So whatever recently just happened for you that was like miraculous in your life, for some of you, I'm hearing it could even be a relationship. Like, you could have been single for a long time and then you just magically stumbled into like your dream person and you guys are like happily in love all of a sudden. It could even be that. So take it how it resonates in terms of what this is, but people are definitely talking about like something that seems like positive and like came out of the blue for you in your life. Okay, next we have the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. I'm gonna go ahead and get some more cards though, so I can like see what the full story is. What is the gossip on my pile 3? What is the gossip on my pile 3? Yeah, I feel like people are talking about how there's something that like happened for you that made it to where you don't have to like keep working anymore, or like you don't have to work as hard for something anymore, or like continue to wait. But at the same time, it's seeming like people are gossiping about this because they either want it for themselves. Yeah, they might want it for themselves, or they want to like put a stop to it. In the 8 of Cups at the bottom. Okay, so let me show you the cards. So we have the Wheel of Fortune, the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, the 10 of Wands reversed, the 7 of Swords, and the Hanged Man. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Cups. People are so annoying. People essentially are gossiping about how it's like people want to take whatever they feel like makes your life look easy. And you could also have resonated with and wanted to watch another pile or watch another pile as well. But I'm not gonna say which one. If you know, you know. Yeah. But yeah, it's just like people. Okay, so I feel like in your recent past, you might have been in a phase of your life where like you had to really kind of work hard for everything that you had, and you know, you were just feeling very burdensome. Maybe you had to work a lot of hours, maybe you kept putting energy into something and you felt like it wasn't really giving you any type of like profit or return, or you were just being really patient for something and you weren't really seeing any type of growth or progress. And then like out of nowhere, out of the blue, like you just had this like streak of luck where things start to work out. This could even be you, like it could be something like you wanted to be a content creator for a certain amount of time and you were posting videos and all your videos were flopping, and then boom, you have that one video where you go viral. And it's like people, it's this energy of like, with the Seven of Swords and the Hanged One, it's kind of like this energy of like people were not really supportive of you when you were in that like down season, like of that season of just like trying and like not really seeing the effort or not seeing the fruits of your labor. It's like people weren't really paying attention to you in that time, but like once you actually got lucky and things started to work out for you, it's like certain people feel as, it's like, it's almost as if they feel entitled to that same luck or like that same success. And it's like people are trying to, or gossiping about how to like put a halt on that for you. So this could be something where, and I'm just coming up with different examples that I feel called to. These don't have to be your exact example, but let's say in terms of like somebody who, like I said, if we going with the content creator example, where you've been posting content, you've been trying to get your life together on, you know, planning content, getting a strategy, all this kind of stuff, and like maybe your videos are flopping, you weren't getting any followers, you weren't getting any views, and then again, randomly the algorithm starts to pick you up, you start to go viral, you start to gain followers, all this kind of stuff. People are talking about how, you know, they're purposely gonna not support you in hopes that it slows you down, or like as a punishment, because the hangman can represent just like taking time to like develop a new perspective on something. But in this particular case, with like this particular setup here, I can say this because I'm Black, it's making me think about certain methods of punishment that used to be used. And it's like, especially with literally the Seven of Swords, and like just like the imagery of this, of how this person is like here, like, you know, drooping, and this person is like looking at them with these weapons and like this anger and like disgust. It's as if like people want to punish you for being successful. Also with the Eight of Cups at the bottom, I feel like maybe this success has caused you to like, it's maybe giving you clarity in terms of like the people in your life, or like the things that you used to spend your time doing. And so because you have that clarity, it's like you may find yourself like kind of distancing yourself from certain people. And so it's like this energy of like, who does this person think they are to like, oh, because they're successful now, you know, they don't want to be around me. And it's kind of like this person trying to like, it's kind of giving like setup energy, or like I want to try to it's not even giving destiny swap. It's not that this person wants to be in your shoes necessarily, it's just like they feel offended that you even have that thing, you know. And it's kind of like maybe they kind of they do want it for themselves, but it doesn't, it's weird, because I feel like it's not that this person thinks that if they take you out, it'll make them more successful. It's just kind of like they just don't want to see you succeed, to be honest. They feel like you have what is the term? They feel like you have an inflated ego. They feel like you are arrogant. They feel like you think your shit doesn't stink and that you're just the hot, you know, sugar honey iced tea. I'm trying to stop cussing. They just feel like you have a big head, really. Even like the imagery here, like I'm saying, like this person has like a glow around their head. And it's like, despite them being in this position of like punishment, they're still thriving. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, people are kind of trying to like punish you through like their words and like their social ostracizing, but you don't care. It's kind of like people, like I said, it's like giving that people are trying to like kind of purposely ignore you or purposely not support you, because again, it's like they just are annoyed or offended at your success. Because what it is that these people find you to be arrogant, right? They think you're arrogant, they think you're all that, and they think you're better than them. And so they want you to fail so that you can be brought down a peg. And so when you actually don't fit, and so when you are, like I said, if you're building towards something and you're finding that you're kind of stuck or stagnant or it's not really growing, then these people don't really have too much to say. But it's like once you actually start to do well for yourself and you start to see that growth and see that progress, especially if it comes quick and out the blue, like an overnight success type of thing, where really you've been putting work in the whole time, but it's like if suddenly you start to actually finally see the fruits of your labor in like a quick, fast way, oh my God, they're pissed. Because it's like, I already think this person is arrogant. I already think this person thinks too highly of themselves. And now they're actually gaining success on top of that to validate that even further. oh my god, I'm so annoyed now. It's like that type of vibe. It's really annoying and lame, but I'm just the messenger, okay? That's what people are gossiping about. They're gossiping about how, you know, they're annoyed that you're not failing. Get a freaking life, you know? But let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and pull some cards from my personal oracle deck that I made, and we're gonna see what else are people gossiping about in regards to pile 3. What are people gossiping about pile 3? What are people saying about pile 3? What are people gossiping about for pile 3? What are people saying about pile 3? Okay, let me take these all out. Oh wow, okay. So we have LGBTQ, so people could be discussing your sexuality. Okay, find a hobby, find a life, I don't know. But yeah, people could definitely be talking about your sexuality, especially if you're not straight, obviously. We have you need to meditate more. We have, do you know you have 30 minutes? Divine feminine energy, creativity and fertility, and then timeless beauty. So people, okay, there's multiple things here. With the you need to meditate more, I feel like that's just straight up advice from the universe, okay? That could be just, I'm gonna take that as advice. That's not, I'm not getting gossip advice from that. I'm getting like, that's the universe trying to sneak it in there. It's kind of like when your parents try to sneak in vegetables into the food when you're a kid. That was the universe just now. You need to meditate more, okay? Now, moving on. With the divine feminine energy, timeless beauty, some people are positively gossiping about you, and this is more so the people who I feel like are recently discovering you. So like I said, I feel like you had a recent breakthrough or some type of success recently. So like I said, if you just got hired for a job that you're not technically qualified for, if you just got accepted into your dream school, if you just, you know, found a partner who just like really adores you and treats you super well, if you are a celebrity or an influencer of some sort and like your career is doing well and all of a sudden you have a bunch of new fans and audience and followers, they are thinking that you are a divine feminine. They think you're very beautiful and they enjoy watching you, like physically watching you, like watching your physical appearance. But I feel like these people also enjoy watching you create whatever it is that you like to create, okay? Now, lastly, with this, do you know you have 30 minutes? This is the haters who are trying to say that like this random success or bout of luck that you have had is pretty much going to be like a one-hit wonder type of thing, where it's like they're still trying to downplay it. They're still trying to be like, well, yeah, they might have went viral, but they're going to still go back to flopping pretty soon, or this is just their 15 minutes of fame, you know. Or if you found a partner that, again, like that cherishes you and adores you, they're like, it's not going to last, that person's going to cheat on them soon enough, like they're not going to actually like make it to like marriage and having a family and long term. That person's just probably using them for their body because they're pretty, but they're not going to actually stick around. You know, it's like, oh, I got hired for this job that I'm not qualified for. Yeah, but once they find out that, you know, you don't have that much experience, or once you get in there, you're going to mess up and they're going to fire you. It's just like people still trying to downplay your success to basically make it seem like, yeah, you might have found success, but it's going to be bad. But, yeah, pretty much I was just saying, I mean, I was already gearing up towards the end of the reading anyways. I was just pretty much saying, like, people are basically saying you have 30 minutes to be successful before you right back to where you started. Nah. Haters, next. Okay. So that's what I have for you, pile 3. Definitely give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Remember, I'll never reach out to you. You can only book with me with the link in my bio. You can also check out my art and writing over there as well. Other than that, I love you guys and I'll see you next time. Bye.